Winter is coming. It was after midnight, and the liquor was starting to loosen lips. Wayne took a sip of his fifth drink, Remy Martin, neat. The cognac was going down so smoothly as he took sips between puffs on his Cohiba cigar. He didn't realize how strong his buzz was until he got up to use the bathroom. Stumbling to his feet, he made his way through the laid-back crowd at the cigar bar he frequents every Friday after work. His black boots squeaked across the cement floor as he made it into the bathroom and filled up the urinal with his liquor-filled piss. Anybody casually walking by might get a contact high just from sniffing it. Wayne looked at himself in the mirror. The 50 years he's been alive had taken its toll on his body. His dark brown skin was starting to show cracks. He had a gut, and his receding hairline was saying goodbye to his forehead. And his beard was beginning to gray. With glassy eyes, he stared at himself in the bathroom mirror. Wayne was still wearing his work clothes from the plant, customary gear to drive a forklift at a warehouse. Wayne made it back to the table and plopped down in his seat next to his coworker, Henry. Henry leaned forward and said, "I was listening to Bomani Jones' podcast this morning. It was Time Machine Tuesday, and they were talking about the 1996 year in hip-hop." "Yeah, I heard it too. Tupac was the man that year. 2 albums, one of those a double album, and 2 movies. I don't know when that nigga had time to sleep." "Facts. They did bring up a lot I totally forgot about," Henry replied. "Like what?" "Well, like the fact he went to prison for sexual assault, and we all gave him a pass on that." "I never believe that bullshit. Women be out here capping. They tease you, want you to take that pussy, and the moment you do, they say, 'I didn't mean it.' Just like that R. Kelly song, mind saying no, but the body is saying yes, or whatever the hell he said." Henry gave Wayne a look like he lost his mind as he said, "What the hell you talking about, man?" Wayne tried to focus for a minute, but he couldn't. The alcohol had penetrated those walls inside Wayne's brain that held deep secrets and dropped him faster than a bag of rocks. Then he looked at Henry and told him a story that was better left unsaid. "I remember back in college, me and my boy Lockhart had an apartment off campus. Lockhart invited his girl over and her friend, Portia. Portia was a bad yellow bone. I think her father was white and her mother was black. She had an hourglass figure, long curly auburn hair, full lips, and beautiful hazel eyes." "Sounds like you still thinking about this girl," Henry said with a raised eyebrow. Wayne smirked as his mind drifted, and he stared at nothing as he said, "Yeah? Anyway, she smiled at me every time I passed her on campus or in class, and Lockhart told me she was interested, so they came over. We got some Cisco coolers and a dime bag of weed, and we were kicking it in our spot. Me and Portia are vibing, got a good buzz. She's cutting her eyes at me and licking her lips, and she's looking good too, wearing this summer dress that showed off her sexy legs. So I'm feeling her, she's feeling me. I kiss her and she kisses me back. We get into it, caressing and taking off each other's clothes. I got her naked on the couch. My shit was harder than a finals exam in calculus. And she says no, but her body has been telling me yes all night. So what?" Henry asked. So she was nervous. It took a little more convincing. But at the end of the night, that no turned to a yes. And I bet that's the same thing that happened with Tupac, Wayne said, finishing his drink. Henry just shook his head. Wayne climbed into his truck and chilled for a bit, letting the alcohol wear off before he drove home. He opened the door of his house to find it dark and silent. He peeked into his kids' room to find them asleep. Then he slipped into his bedroom, peeled off his clothes down to his boxer shorts, and slipped under the sheets next to his wife, Tamika. "Hey, baby," Tamika mumbled as she rolled over half asleep. Wayne looked at his wife with disdain. The petite chocolate woman he married, that always kept her hair and nails done, that always wore heels, that was always dressed in something sexy going to work or going to bed, was gone. He slyly pushed down the sheets to see she was wearing some granny panties, like she was about to start her period. 180 degrees different from the lace thong she wore to bed their wedding night. That petite body had stretched to a large frame with the stretch marks to prove it. Tamika's hand began to weave its way under the covers, through that opening in his boxers, and around his limp dick. She stroked it, hoping it would come to life so she could take a ride. But Wayne was turned off. and the combination of alcohol and blood pressure meds didn't make it any better. Wayne ignored her advances as he turned over and acted like he was asleep. Laying there, he wondered how his life got so boring and unimaginative. His job at the warehouse was so routine he could do it in his sleep. He watched the same TV show on reruns every night, NCIS. Wayne hangs out at the same cigar bar with Henry on Fridays. Spends his weekends cheering for his kids as his son plays football and his daughter cheers. They take the same vacation to Hot Springs, Arkansas every summer. And Tamika, she was plain and boring like unbuttered toast. No stimulating conversations, just the same old thing. When he looked at Tamika, he was daydreaming about his encounters of the past like Portia. Getting so worked up sometimes that he would be aroused under the sheets in the dead of night. Waiting until his wife was asleep, he'd rub one out right in bed next to her, then tiptoe into the bathroom to clean off the evidence. Wayne was sleepwalking through life. That is, until one day, while he was scrolling on his phone, an ad for a dating app popped up, Plenty of Fish. Wayne had heard Henry talk about it before. Henry was divorced and dating again. And Henry would talk about all the fine women he was encountering on the site, bragging about all the good sex he was having. And Wayne was jealous and intrigued. So he set up a profile. He used one of those filters to create a perfect picture of himself, one where his waistline was much smaller and his hair much fuller. He also said he was 6 foot tall, made $100,000, drove a Corvette, and was well endowed. Nothing wrong with a little catfishing. I'll probably never meet these women anyway, he thought to himself. Just like that, his profile took off. He was being messaged left and right, striking up conversations with women he would never approach in real life. Every night he was online, swiping right through the countless profile pictures. Until he came across the one. She was the finest woman he ever seen. She couldn't have been older than 25. She had smooth caramel skin that resembled a Ghirardelli chocolate. Beautiful eyes so light they looked gold. Sensuous lips that he could imagine her sliding her tongue across them. A magnificent braid of hair that looked like it was styled by a Hollywood beautician. The woman inboxed him the message as he looked at it on his laptop. "Hello, Mr. Smooth. I've been waiting all my life to meet a man like you." After a minute, when Wayne resumed breathing and his eyes focused again, dopamine flooded all the cells of his body, overwhelming all his senses, especially his loins, getting him aroused in a way he hadn't experienced in many moons. He started to type, but struggled to find the right words. He was scared of saying the wrong thing and scaring her away. After a couple of deep breaths, he finally typed, "Your wait is over. What's your name, beautiful?" "Winter," she messaged back. Looking over his shoulder to make sure his wife doesn't walk in and catch him, Wayne rubbed his hands together as he typed, "Winter? Like the character in the Sister Soldier book?" "Exactly. My mom named me after Winter Santiago," she messaged back. "I love it. Very unique. You got street smarts like Winter?" he typed. "No, I'm just a girl from the suburbs that grew up in a typical family home. Mama is a nurse and my daddy is a dentist. I had normal boyfriends, no one exciting and mysterious like Midnight," she messaged back. Wayne looked over his shoulder. He heard commotion in the kitchen. Water running, doors opening and closing, metal spoons scraping against a pot. His wife must have started cooking. Wayne leaned in closer, using his body to block the screen of his laptop, and typed the message. "Maybe I could be your Midnight." "I like the sound of that," she messaged. As they went back and forth, hours passed, then days, then weeks, and as they grew closer and closer, Wayne lost interest in everything else. He stopped showing up to the cigar bar, skipping the kids' games on the weekends, spending time with his wife. All he wanted to do was message back and forth with Winter on Plenty of Fish. And with each message, it got more and more explicit. Like one time, he got an alert on his phone that she messaged him, "I'm in a bubble bath right now, listening to Maxwell, drinking wine and thinking about you, and I'm almost out of bubbles." When Wayne got a message like that, he jumped in his Honda Accord and drove like Vin Diesel in the Fast and the Furious to a deserted parking lot. A small bottle of lotion and a rag in the passenger seat, his heart racing with excitement. He typed back, "Wish I was in the tub with you." "And what would you do to me?" she messaged back. "I'd start with your feet and caress you from head to toe, kissing every part of you along the way. While you're doing that, I'd make sure to lather you up with all the soapy water my hands can handle. I'd stroke you up and down until you're fully aroused and your eyes roll up into the back of your head. Then I would kiss it on the tip and go down slowly until I can take it all in," she messaged back. Wayne closed his eyes as he visualized them together. A hot, steamy bath. The lights turned off. A scented candle with the aroma of lavender in the air. Their bodies sliding all over each other. Tasting those sumptuous lips, the ones on her face and in between her legs. He could hear her moaning and whispering into his ear, "Give it to me, Daddy." The fantasy going on in his head sent him over the edge as he climaxed. Then she typed him again. "When are we going to make this fantasy a reality? When am I going to meet you, Mr. Smooth?" As Wayne slouched down in his car seat, semen running down his thigh looking like cake batter, his mind began to think. "I gotta have her," he reasoned with himself. "I know I catfished her, but we have something special. She'll see past my imperfections. She'll love me." Wayne had hesitated giving Winter his number. He didn't want to take the chance of getting a poorly timed call or his wife going through his phone. But now, he said screw it. He gave her his number and they talked for the first time. She sounded as sweet as she looked. Turns out she lives an hour away. So they agreed to meet at a hotel halfway between them. When Wayne finally made it home, it was later than usual again. The lights were out. But when he turned them on, Tamika was on the couch in pink pajamas waiting for him. "Where have you been?" "Just riding around to clear my head," Wayne replied calmly. "Why you need to clear your head? And what is going on with you lately? You've been acting very weird. You've missed the kids' games. You're distant," she said in an attacking tone as she stood up with her hands on her hips. Wayne looked down like he was searching for loose change. He thought about telling her the truth, a revelation that would blow up his life. So he lied. "I've just been a little distracted. Everything is cool, baby." And with a kiss on the forehead, Tamika bought it. The Saturday night they agreed to meet on finally rolled around after 2 long 24-hour days. Wayne took a thorough shower and put on his best fragrance, Creed. He put on a girdle and dressed in a black dress shirt and slacks to make himself look slimmer. And to make sure his evening wouldn't be a disappointment, he took a blue chew pill to make sure his third leg would stand tall like a soldier during the national anthem. The drive-through traffic was a blur. All he could think about was Winter. He arrived at the hotel. It was the kind of hotel in an out-of-the-way spot. Each room was separate from the next, bungalow style. When he arrived at the door, there was an envelope taped to it. He opened it up and read, "Follow the breadcrumbs to the next letter for further instructions." Smiling, Wayne eased inside and saw a trail of rose petals leading into the bedroom. As he followed them into the room, he pushed open the door to find that the rose petals were in a heart-shaped design on the bed with another envelope in the middle of it. Wayne quickly tore open the envelope and the next letter read, "Turn off the lights, get undressed, then lay on your back on the bed and get ready for a big surprise." Wayne stripped off his clothes and laid on the bed, spread eagle with the lights out. The curtains were drawn so it was pitch black. Wayne felt the soft touch of a hand on his ankles. Then a cloth wrapped around his ankle, tying it to the bed railing. The same thing happened with the other leg. An energy flowed through his body, making his toes curl up. The palm of that same warm hand touched his chest and glided toward his right arm. Another cloth tied around his wrist and secured it to the bed railing. Same thing with his left side. Then Wayne could feel a warm body climb on top of him. He could smell this intoxicating aroma of citrus and jasmine. The silkiness of a camisole rubbed against his skin. It was on. The blue chew pill was kicking in. "Are you ready for your surprise, Mr. Smooth?" Winter said. "Hell yes," Wayne blurted out. Winter leaned over and cut on the lights. Wayne's face looked like he sucked a lemon as he yelled, "Who the hell are you?" The woman that was straddling him didn't look anything like the pictures he'd seen online. She was an older black woman with short hair and glasses. She had to be about the same age as Wayne, 50. She smiled as she asked the question. "You don't remember me?" Wayne searched his memory but came up empty. "Don't remember? Let me see if I can help you. My friend Angela used to date your friend Lockhart in college. Rings a bell now?" Wayne's memory finally kicked in as he swallowed hard and said, "Portia." "Correct, and I've waited a long time for this. Imagine my surprise when your profile popped up on Plenty of Fish. That's when I created Winter. I knew you couldn't resist." "I don't understand." "You raped me on that couch years ago." But, you was with it." "No the hell I wasn't, and I told you to stop," she snapped, reaching for a roll of duct tape that was on the nightstand and tearing off a piece. Come on. You know you was acting like a tease. You know you wanted it," Wayne said as he jerked back and forth trying to free himself from his restraints. Wayne opened his mouth to yell, but she quickly stuffed a towel in his mouth and taped it shut. "Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. But don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna make sure you never do this to another woman again." Wayne's eyes got bigger as he was twisting and turning, trying everything he could to get her loose. But it was of no use as she grabbed his dick and put the knife to it. "Say goodbye to your little friend." The end. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please hit like, subscribe, and share.